This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Barrett, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Podcast.
I'm here for Dick.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. I am Phil. Joining me as always is...
Hi, I'm Kristen.
And once again, with no new comment. We got some classic ones for you, but that's all right. Well, we have one issue, and then we'll do a little discussion around it. But
issue and a smidgen.
We're smacking 90s people. It's Night's End.
Ta-da! Let the 90s hit you in the face.
That big 90s multi-part finale to Nightfall. Which, if you want to hear all Nightfall, go check out Before the Bat.
Wasn't there a third part?
There's Nightfall, Night Quest, and then Night's End.
Night's End, okay.
And Night Quest was two parts. It was the Crusade, which was Jean Paul Valley as Batman, and then the search for Bruce Wayne first he was looking for Robin's dad and his doctor, Sandra Kinsolving.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
So, all right. So, we'll get into this. All right. So, I think everyone knows the big plot of Nightfall, where Bane was the new kid on the block, and first he frees everyone in Arkham. So Batman, already in the middle of like a physical and nervous breakdown, is like trying to reincarcerate everyone, and until finally, once he figures Batman is exhausted enough, Bane shows up at the mansion and just they fight, and it goes back down to the Batcave, and Bane breaks Batman's back. And so it was like a issue or two later, when Bruce is in bed all broken, and Tim says, "Well, it's chaos out there. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to go to Dick Grayson, to fill in?" And he says, "No, Dick's his own man with his own stuff now." And he's like, "Well, who the only other choice is, right?" Jean Paul Valley, former assassin.
Yeah, I mean, had John Paul Valley really been that well established in the comics before that?
No,
or was he kind of new.
He was they did a miniseries sort of Azrael, and then like they had him just like training with Robin like throughout like the Bat books for like that year. Yeah, he hasn't been around that long.
Right, yeah.
So Jean Paul Valley takes over for Bruce, and starts getting more and more violent, and Bruce is out of town, eventually comes back and tries to take right as he's leaving in Batman 500. It's like 3 pages, I think. Tim's standing outside all stewing because Jean Paul doesn't want to work with him, and Dick shows up.
And Nightwing drops down from the tree. And
because he's like, "Oh, I'll let Bruce and Alfred tell me about it." And Tim's like, "They're not here." And he's like, "But Batman's, in the news." He's like, "Yes, but no, he's still in a wheelchair."
Yeah, and he said he learned about it from Oracle. Yeah, and then this is kind of... I've read stories that they had it be John Paul Valley because so many people were like, Batman should be crazier and more violent. So they kind of gave them what they wanted, and then so that people would realize, oh, you're right, I was wrong. This isn't what I want.
Well, I think they wanted like drama. It's like, oh, he's all brutal and violent, and Bruce has to come back and take the mantle. If it was, we saw what happened in Prodigal. Dick respects the suit.
Right.
Dick would have, brought everything back to normal.
Right, but yeah, it's kind of weak tea when he's, he didn't ask me, would you have accepted if he needed me? All right, but would you have wanted to? No. And you knew that. And actually, funnily enough, in this one that you had me read, someone wrote in to the letter column and said, I don't buy what Bruce said in Batman 498, that Dick is his own man and should not be called upon to help Bruce in his hour of need. Are you crazy? Dick would do anything for Bruce. He would die for Bruce. Oh, I know that Dick stated in Batman 500 he would not want to replace Batman, but I don't buy that either. Surely he realized it would only be temporary, and in today's world, we seldom get what we want. Everyone knows this. Dick should have insisted that he, not Azrael, take over as Batman. He might not have 100% wanted to, but it was something that needed to be done. Regardless of personal opinions, investing Valley with the travel of the mantle of the Bat is nothing short of a travesty.
Thanks.
Good letter from a dude in Australia.
Oh, nice.
You know, the other thing that's so 90s about this stuff is everyone is huge. I mean, that's not, but it was like Tim was introduced and he was 13, and now Tim looks like he's 25.
What in this issue by Detective 677?
No, in 500. I mean, he just looks suddenly like so grown up and muscled. I mean, like, look at him in that one.
Yeah, I don't know if that's is that a Jim Aparo? God rest his soul. Yeah, I don't know how well he was with like teenagers.
It just strikes me as interesting, and it feels like a very 90s thing. Because some of the 90s comics, like when Dick has his short little miniseries where he wears that ridiculous polka dotted shirt, he's so big and bulky too. Everybody looks really big and grown up.
Oh yeah,
that's just interesting. But yeah, Tim, in some of these pictures, mostly in that one that I showed you, this one, I'm like, Tim looks like so grown up. He looks like he's in his 20s in that picture.
Yeah. Lilith and I've been going through Nightfall, and yeah, there are some issues. I think it's the Aparo issues. Yeah, like Tim looks way older than he's supposed to be. Yeah. I think that's just the artist. Yeah.
Sure, and it feels like a lot of issues were doing that in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, like, look at this one. Dick's looking really old, and I mean, look at how pointy those bat ears are.
Oh yeah, that's a Kelly Jones cover. Oh yeah, he really exaggerates the human figure.
I mean, it's cool, but it's also like, dang. So yes, now 6/77/94.
August 94. Yes, this is part 9 of Night's End. Yes, because Bruce eventually comes back. You know, he's out of shape and everything. He's like, I'm going to take back the mantle of the Bat. And Jean Paul Valley's like, you never take it back. So, yeah, so Bruce trains with Lady Shiva and attempts to forcibly take back the mantle of the Bat. The issue before this, he gets in the Batmobile. Jean Paul had it rigged to blow up, which it did.
Yep.
So that's where it picks up on the bridge, where Dick rushing Jean Paul Valley saying, you killed him. You killed the Batman.
Yeah. Sometimes I think Dick was a little ill-served. I mean, you really see how much he loves Bruce and stuff, but he's not super smart about things in this issue. So I feel like when Dick's kind of stopped being the main man, so to speak, in Titans, and before he got his own series, he was kind of in this weird place where, I mean, the stories aren't bad, but it just seems like some of the stories he's not used the best. I don't know. Sometimes his characterization, I'm like,
I'd say in the 90s and like the early 2000s, they have him. He basically flips out whenever he perceives someone like hurting or trying to hurt someone he loves, like Bruce, or like even what was that? Last Laugh, when he thought the Joker and his guys killed Tim. I mean, he killed the Joker, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's a Huntress miniseries where she like accidentally shoots Batman in the side with her crossbow bolt, and he flips out on her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's true.
Dick thinks Bruce might be dead, so like, yeah, he's just tackling Jean Paul, and they're fighting on the bridge. I don't like you were saying. I mean, he's acting kind of dumb here because he's like punching Jean Paul in the head, but he's got a full helmet on.
Right. And the thing is he's fighting, and they're totally ignoring. I mean, Tim is there, but they're totally ignoring that kid that needs saved.
Well, yeah. Tim's like getting the babies and everybody off the bridge, and yeah, then they fight on the side of the bridge, and Jean Paul pulls Dick over the side.
Can you take the drop into the river? And of course he can. But yeah, then although this I thought was kind of dark and admits, of course, to Batman's darker side. The explosion. How did you had just enough time to get it out? I realized that Paul would have rigged the car. How? Because I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, but then the page he says, but not so lethal a trap.
Right, yeah. But I was like, dang, Bruce. It's pretty intense.
I do like that art though, of Batman there. Like coming out of the flames.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool, yeah. I mean, he's like, Nightwing can hold his own. He'll know when to break it off. I mean, which is true, but I was like, whoa, Bruce, you're intense.
So yeah, Dick's fighting Jean Paul underwater.
Yeah, and then they pop up on to this party boat. Yeah, and I was like, great, a party boat. Nothing like having a ton of innocent civilians around. So I was like, well, why didn't you stop the fight then?
Basically like a floating casino. Well, I don't know if Dick might have been worried that Jean Paul would have flipped out on people.
I suppose that could be.
I mean, basically, he has like Jean Paul has like this. He's been brainwashed basically since he was a baby with this thing called the system, which makes him like an unstoppable fighting machine. But it's also like all this religious stuff. So I'd be afraid too. He'd be like, "Oh, these sinners."
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But yeah, I love the scene on the bridge with Bullock and Montoya because they're like, yeah,
yeah.
All the witnesses,
the costume geeks are fighting to see who gets to be number one.
Yeah, because all these people saw two Batmen.
Yeah, which that would just make Bullock's day since he's always kind of meh on Batman.
But yeah, this is interesting because like you were saying, they get to the boat and like him and Dick are going out. Dick has for a second or two has Jean Paul like down on the deck, on his back. What I always thought would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What if this story ended right here? What if instead, of course, at the end it has to be Bruce who stops Jean Paul, but what if Dick had stopped him before Bruce had gotten the chance?
We can't have that in the Batman comics.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I think Bruce, at this point, Bruce appreciates Dick's skills and everything, but how high would his opinion have been if he would have been like, yeah, Bruce, you couldn't stop this guy. I did,
Yeah.
Maybe would Bruce have been like, oh, maybe you should be Batman.
Yeah, right. That's why it can't happen. Dick could defeat John Paul in his own book, but someone else can't defeat the main bad guy in the book that has your name on it. It has to be you. That's how it goes.
Oh yeah, that's the joke. It's like where all these people are saying who would win in a fight between the two comic book characters. It's like whose book is it?
Exactly. If it's in Superman versus Batman, if it's in Action Comics, Superman.
I've read an issue with Deathstroke where Deathstroke knocks out Batman, but any other time I've seen Batman versus Deathstroke, Batman just owns Deathstroke.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, that must have been in Deathstroke's comic, right?
Yes.
Yep. See, there you go.
But yeah,
I do like this one though, where he gets tossed there and he says, "Lady, get out of here!" And she says, "No, I've been on this machine all night. It's about to pay out."
I know this is because Jean Paul gets Dick off him by shooting his flamethrower at.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, they actually crash into the casino. I mean, they're Dick's hitting him with all these he tosses he rolls a piano at him. He hits him with a banjo.
I know, yeah, hitting him with the banjo is pretty funny. Like, you really thinking that steel suit of banjo is gonna stop him?
I guess anything at him. But then look, but Jean Paul gets in a cheap shot, man. He hits him from behind and like smashes his head off a slot machine.
Yep. This is why you shouldn't gamble. It's dangerous.
Yeah, for just your health, yeah.
And then he throws Nightwing at the cops and he runs away.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, he sees the cop. He's like, another respite, Nightwing, you're last. Calls him fledgling.
He keeps calling him fledgling. What's he saying? I'm sorry. Sounds like he's apologizing. Stop him.
Yeah, I love that cop. He's like, was it the Batman? Never. Only one Batman. He'll never be Batman.
Yeah. But then Like almost says Bruce's name, but thankfully stops himself.
Yeah. Because meanwhile, Jean Paul just goes back to the Batcave and then up. Because this was the penultimate issue of this storyline. Yes, he goes upstairs to the mansion and there's Bruce waiting for him, which is very similar to the issue before Bruce got his back broken. That's where Bane was waiting for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's see if I can.
Yep. So then this goes. Night's End goes straight into Prodigal, right?
No, well, it kind of no, but because 0 Hour it's so weird. See, there's Bane. But no, it's it's almost right after it, but it's so weird because Bruce comes back. He's Batman through 0 Hour, which is like, I don't know, like 1 or 2 months, and then he hands it off to Dick for Prodigal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess they wanted Bruce as Batman for the big event.
I guess so.
Did you ever read any of the 0 Hour crossovers? They were interesting because there's like all kinds of like different timelines like mixing in and stuff. And
I think I've read the Robin one.
oh yeah, well,
There's the Robin. Well, and then isn't the Robin number 10 that we read earlier? Isn't that a 0 crossover? Okay.
Yeah, like there's all kinds of weird stuff. Like we read the one where we teamed up with young Dick Grayson. No, in the Batman one, it was like a timeline where, like in the Killing Joke, the Joker killed Commissioner Gordon, but he didn't paralyze Barbara. So there was a Batgirl running around. And then I think, what was it? Shadow of the Bat. They had short, chubby Alfred running around.
Okay, yeah, because they say something out here. Over in Batman, 0 Hour begins.
Yes.
Batgirl's back. And then in the Detective, time is falling apart as Batman is startled to discover his parents alive, but their son is dead.
I think that might be my favorite one, is the Detective one. Yeah. Like he comes up into the mansion and like he sees like cops there with his parents, and it's like a timeline where he got killed that night instead of his parents.
Crazy.
It's so funny. He goes into the city and he's like, before I had to wait years to get vengeance, but so he like he's like, this time the vengeance is swift because he's going after the guy on the same night.
Dang.
Well, that's when 0 Hour changed it, so Joe Chill wasn't the one who killed his parents, because he finds out, he's like, who killed the kid, and he finds out Joe Chill was like high the whole night and wasn't out that night. So he's like, maybe I never did catch the killer of my parents. Doesn't matter. Because he's like, out there every night. They always switch that. Every crisis, it seems like they change that. It's like, okay, it was Joe Chill. Now he doesn't know who it is. Then it was Joe Chill. Then he doesn't know.
Yep. Make up your minds.
I don't know. I kind of like it when he doesn't know who killed his parents, because it's like when you know who it is and he catches them, there's like almost like, hey, mission accomplished. It's like, you can kind of rest now, but it's like if you don't know, it's like the lifelong mission kind of makes more sense,
I suppose, but I mean, the thing is, Dick knows who killed his parents, and he catches them, and he keeps going. So then also there's a sense of, like, Bruce starts out for this revenge portion, but then he starts to do it for sort of better reasons, too. He isn't just getting revenge.
And for Bruce's, I like it that there isn't a face to it. It's more like, oh, crime killed my parents, so it's like, I'm going to wage war on crime for the rest of my life.
That's true. Which also makes sense, even when it's Joe Chill, because Joe Chill's like a nobody.
I know, exactly.
Like, it wasn't some great. Yeah, that's why it kind of weirds me out when sometimes they make the Wayne's death part of some grand conspiracy.
Oh
theory.
yeah, I don't like. Yeah, like Court of Owls or something, or
Yeah.
No. What was it? I think it was pre-crisis. Like, Joe Chill finds out, like, he finds out, Bruce Wayne's Batman. I created the Batman by killing the Waynes, and then like he goes and tells like his crew or something. Oh, I created the Batman by killing his parents, and they just like shoot him dead or something.
Yeah, before he gets a chance, and then after they're like, "You did it," and they kill him, and then they're like, "Oh man, we should have asked him who Batman was before we killed him." Like, yes, you should have.
But yeah,
guess that's why they're criminals and not Rhodes Scholars, because they didn't think of that.
Exactly. But yeah, this is. I mean, This was like a big battle issue, basically. But I mean, it does get into the themes of like Bruce and Dick, because it's like, for a second, Dick thinks Bruce is dead, so he flips out on Jean Paul, and
Right, which is why it's kind of contrived, but it makes more sense if you just realize they're making excuses in the comics, because really they did this to do something else. That Because yes, even if Dick didn't really want to be Batman, of course he would do it for Bruce. I mean, he thinks Bruce is dead and he flies off the handle and wants to, make John Paul pay. So of course, if Bruce had said, "Hey Dick, this weird guy named Bane broke my back. Could you come and help me and Tim out for a while?" He'd be like, "Yeah, of course."
and if nothing else, he would be like, yeah, I'll fill in for a couple weeks or a couple months until we figure out, what's going on,
Right? Yeah, because I mean, obviously they would bill it as temporary anyway.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what he was billing as it with John Paul, is temporary, and then John Paul got heirs and was thinking he was better.
But yeah, in the I forget what part it is, but in the first few parts of this Night's End, that's when they brought Dick back into the Bat books. That's he like shows up, and Bruce and Tim are planning their moves against Jean Paul, and he's like, "Oh, I called another ally." And that's when you have like Nightwing swinging.
Nice. Well, because this is around the time that Dick stopped being in the New Titans.
Oh
right?
yeah. This, I think he kind of, this is when he's leaving the Titan. The wedding.
That book was
the wedding kind of went weird. Yeah.
Because I think that book was kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
And the Titans, so they were. So I mean, the Titans, New Teen Titans, and all that. It lasted a long time, but it was the bestseller, and then it wasn't. So I imagine in the early '90s, Batman was selling better than Titans. So they start moving Dick over more to the Batman fold,
because once they like got rid of like a lot of most of the originals, I think what was it, they reorganized the team around Roy, and I think Beast Boy might have stayed, but everyone else, they started putting more popular characters, and they had like Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern, Supergirl. Was Donna in? Oh wait, was Donna in? Oh yeah, I think Donna might have been in there, because that's, I think it's when her and Kyle started dating.
Yeah, I mean, but Corey leaves the Titans too, and I don't even know if she went into another book. I think she like go back to her planet for a while.
I think, because I don't think all that classic original team reorganized until Devin Grayson brought till that Devin Grayson series. Yeah.
Yeah, I
think it was like around 90. Was it 95? It was either 95 or 96. Like Dan Jurgens did like a Teen Titans book, but it was like all original new characters.
Yeah. They kind of kept the book going for a while.
I mean,
with like Teen Titans, and there's
But it wasn't like
well, stuff happened because didn't Donna die again, and Wally had to like create her from his memory.
That might have been. I don't know.
That was like right at the beginning of Titans.
That might have been like right before, like in the break.
So something had to have happened to her in between. But yeah, anyway, it's a good prelude to Dick taking over as Batman for real. Although we read Prodigal before, and it's interesting having Dick as Batman, because Dick is being Batman, but Dick doesn't have any books of his own. So it's overall good, but there's also some times where I feel like they have Dick do some stupid stuff so that other characters, because some of the Prodigal overlaps with the Robin books, so Dick has to kind of be stupid sometimes so that Robin can be the one that solves the problem.
Yes, just like who.
I mean, not that Tim isn't smart. It's just,
well, we've had this discussion. It seems like, Dick used to be very bright, but sometimes now it seems like they dumb him down to show how smart Tim is. At least when they're both in the same room.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes, because the next yes, I was right. The next 4 episodes are going to be Batman Prodigal. Dick Grayson's first time as Robin. I mean, as Batman.
Man. Yup.
See, automatically I say Dick Grayson, I say Robin or Nightwing. Yes,
sometimes he's Batman too.
That's true. So yes, the Prodigal storyline is a very good storyline. I'm looking at you, Ray, from Infinite Night and Moon Knight Podcast, who I see watching this from Australia. So you're probably on your lunch break right now, Tuesday. Hey,
I was wondering who that is. Oh,
he's in Australia, so I think he's on his lunch.
Nice. Where do you live in Australia? And do you like kangaroos? I love kangaroos.
He eats kangaroo.
Oh no! Ah!
He said it's like chicken over there.
Sad.
I love
Ah!
Oh, that's right. Kristen loves kangaroos, but not to eat, right?
That was the thing that was saddest. Then we can go. But in the Injustice, the comic based on the video game, so I knew it was all over the internet that Dick dies with his, spoiler alert, The Rock. And so I knew that was coming. But then there's this earlier part in the book where I think it's Wally and maybe it's Barry. I forget. It's the Flash. He goes for a run and he's doing a run around the world and he decides, I'm going to run through Australia. And he's running through Australia and there's a dead kangaroo that they prominently feature on the page. And I'm like, what? No, I wasn't warned about this.
Oh, jeez. But what was I gonna say? During the New 52 stuff, they did they revamped the Earth 2 stuff, like where the Justice Society and stuff is at. And there's some Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman all die in the first issue. And eventually we get a new Batman and it's Dick. You know, he wears it's a yellow and black suit, but yeah, it's a
Oh yeah, wait, is that the one where he's married to Barbara and he has that
I think
kid?
so. Yeah. It's been a while.
His name they keep messing up in the comics. Like sometimes he's Tommy and sometimes he's Johnny, I think.
Oh, I keep meaning to bring this up to you and I forget because they revealed it in issue 25 and they're up to 42 now. But Batman Beyond, the new Batman Beyond continuity in the comics, Dick Grayson. Do you know what occupation Dick Grayson holds in the Batman Beyond future now?
What? Am I gonna like it or am I gonna be super upset?
I think you might like it. He's the mayor of Gotham City.
Oh wow, that's cool. I hope he's a Democrat.
I would assume. But he has a daughter, but I don't think they revealed who the mother is because I mean she's been in the same room with Barbara and it's not like, oh hey mom and that, and she looks fully human, so I would assume it's not Starfire's child, so
Interesting. Well, that's cool. But Batman Beyond's a little bit weird. Because
they've kind of since it's the future, you know, it's 50 was it 50 years and they kind of tweak it every so often, yeah.
Right. Well, they've made up their own continuity.
Well, yeah, after some of the New 52 stuff,
because Bruce and Dick reconcile much sooner and more fully in the regular comics than they do in the Batman Beyond comics. I think actually I asked Kyle. I don't know if he's still Kyle Higgins. I don't know if he's still writing it. I know it's something. Yeah, no, it's Dan. And he said something
it's
about
Dan Jurgens right now who's writing. I believe it's still Dan Jurgens, the one who's writing Nightwing right now. Yeah.
Nice. He said that one of the things in the Batman Beyond ones is you kind of have to play up Bruce's issues with everybody because it's a smaller world and it's a smaller cast of characters. So you don't have as many. I mean, Starfire might not even exist in that continuity. I don't know. And so you might not have reasons for.
Yeah, I mean, usually
being, off-world.
I think they usually have most of the DC characters, but it's usually, you rattle off the names, either they're dead or retired or disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's no Damian in that Batman Beyond universe. Then.
Well, in these newer comics, it's probably been a year or so, but yeah, they've had him in the comics. I don't. Yeah, I don't know if he's I forget. Is he leading his grandfather's League of Assassins now, or it's something weird.
Well, and what happened with Tim in Batman?
Oh, did you never saw Batman Beyond Return of the Joker movie?
Well, no, I saw Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, but didn't he get better in the comics? Well, no, wait. I guess Batman Beyond Return of the Joker was actually he was an adult and was
Yeah, he had
the
like that chip and
Joker's.
spoilers. He had that chip like implanted in him. Yeah, so the Joker could like take over his body.
Yeah, but so I mean, does he pop up in the comics lately?
No, well, it was so weird. In New 52, they kind of had it where they had this Future's End storyline where like a future.
Yeah, wasn't Tim Batman?
Well, yeah,
a little
Tim
bit?
was like thrown into the future. A version of Tim was thrown into the future, and he became Batman Beyond for a while. But yeah, but then they like, I don't know, did timey-wimey things, and now Terry McGinnis is back, and yeah.
Timey-wimey, that's my favorite kind of comic book timelines, though. It's too difficult to make everything line up, so you just
Exactly.
timey-wimey, squiggly wiggly, you know, all that good stuff. Even though I'm a historian, I often refer to stuff with my students as old-timey. That's all you need to know.
That's right. So anything else? I mean, we only had the one issue to cover, really.
No, I think you just need to give everyone their assignment. What part of Prodigal are we reading?
I know, that's why I was going to say I closed out the thing. I'll bring it back up. Yes, because
it's not the whole thing. We're going to
I was
savor
going to
it.
say, because we can do a short episode this time because the next 4 episodes are going to be longer. Yes, because next episode, Prodigal Part 1, we will be covering Batman 512, Shadow of the Bat 32, and Detective Comics 679.
Okay, so it must be a 12-issue thing, and we're doing. Actually, it might be It's 13 issues, isn't it? Are we doing like 3335 or 3345 or something?
1, 2, 3. No, it must be 12 because I think I have 3 issues on. 3.
Okay, maybe one of them takes place in Robin 13. That might be why I'm.
Well, I have Robin 13 is the last one on this.
Okay, that must be why I'm thinking 13, but it's in Robin 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because part 1 is like I said, Batman 512, Shadow of the Bat 32, Detective Comics 679, and then the following week will be part 2 with Robin 11, Batman 513, Shadow of the Bat 33, and followed by part 3 from Detective Comics 680, Robin 12, Batman 514, and then the final part will be Shadow of the Bat 34, Detective 681, and Robin 13. Or just make it easy on yourselves. Just read the whole Prodigal and we'll break it up for you.
I was going to say, that's one of the things when they do. I realized that it must have been nice because you didn't have to wait 12 months for the whole story, but that's so confusing to collect.
Well, I tell you at the end of every page, yeah. It's what was I gonna say? But yeah, we'll remember when we read Nightwing Year 1, which came out after this, but it's supposedly Dick and Jason fought Killer Croc, but then when Dick will run into Killer Croc for the first time next week and be like, because they wanted to have fun with Dick, so they threw him up against Batman enemies he had never faced before, like Killer Croc, Ventriloquist and Scarface, Ratcatcher.
Which, of course, is funny about Killer Croc, because Killer Croc also was in Jason's original origin story.
Yeah.
So.
Because he used to be like an actual crime lord instead of just like a slobbering monster.
Yep.
So, yes. So, yeah. Hey, Ray, read up and hey, send us feedback like you send us on Quantum Zone or Ultimate Spider-Cast. I will. Nice. It's a good story, Ray.
Okay.
I'm coming like the plague. Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's my favorite. I was just reading about the plague today. Yes, everyone should also read this book. It has nothing to do with comics, but it's a good read. And you'll realize it sucks right now, but it could suck more.
Oh, nice. I might just. Oh, Lord. Oh, hey, me, Ray, Lilith. I don't know if Tyler's joining us or not, but yeah, we're doing Prodigal Saturday night. If you want in, we're doing the Prodigal storyline. Kristen.
Oh, okay. This Saturday. Sorry.
At like 9.
And then
at 9 p.m. Saturday night Prodigal, because we gotta sync up the U.S.
Okay.
and Australian times there.
Yeah, that's tough.
So yes, Kristen, if you want to join us,
That's
this maniac
Alright.
in the chat room over here will be there. Lilith will be there. Yeah, I'm the crazy one.
That's true, though.
In Sydney. In
Nice.
Sydney. Oh, hey, Ray. That's right. I forgot I got drops of you so she can hear your voice.
The big bazooka.
That's Ray.
A big unit. I thought they were Boston Pizza owners. Out of the gooch.
Who's the crazy one, Ray?
Gobble, gobble. The big bazooka.
All right. So, all right, Kristen, are we done here? I think we milked this one issue for all it's worth. You muted yourself. It's all right. I was gonna say if you okay, all right, everyone. I don't know if Kristen will be able to unmute herself, but you don't have to get back to work, Ray. He's in the future. It's Tuesday there.
Yep.
All right, so Ray and everyone else, send us your thoughts on the upcoming Prodigal, the big next 4 episodes. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere. Find everything all in one convenient place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And remember to support the sponsors, Tweaked Audio, Hunt a Killer, Podlife the book, now in digital and paperback. And when you're buying that, go on Amazon and buy Dick Grayson Boy Wonder. Yes, because hey, you have no excuse. We're in the middle of a new Black Plague, so yeah, go get yourself some reading material, especially since there's no new comics. So yes, and when you buy all of that,
bask in the glory of old comics.
That's right. And get yourself some knowledge before these new comics come out again. All right. When you buy all that, use the Amazon link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us bring you such fine quality products as the Nightwing News, and send some money to Rob Southgate.
Go back and look at my history, and you will find out I am right so much more often than I'm wrong.
That's right. Revenge is sweet, isn't it, Rob? All right. So, and I know you won't plug anything.
You already did. We're good.
All you plugged this episode was the Black Plague. That's all.
Yeah. Check it out.
Oh, look at this fancy, shiny Black Death. All right. So yes, do your homework. Next week, Prodigal Part 1, Batman 512, Shadow of the Bat 32, and Detective Comics 679. So I think we get Killer Croc, get 32 Ventriloquist and Scarface, and then Ratcatcher. So I think we get all those guys early, because then we get jump into that Two-Face stuff.
Yeah, I know the Ratcatcher is pretty early.
Yeah, I think he's in that first detective run. So
because he's totally a weak villain. I mean, Ratcatcher for real.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have any special skills except he can call rats. Yeah. All right, everyone, got your homework. Come back next time. Same wing time.
Same wing channel.
Nightwing News.